All right. So today I'm going to be working on, this is day one of the 100 Days of Code Challenge, where I'm going to be coding at least 1 hour every day without skipping a day for 100 days straight. And it has to be on real projects or, real working code, not just tutorials and things like that. So I thought I would start easy and just do a few exercises on exercism.io, which is this lovely little website here. I'm doing TypeScript track, which I've started a few weeks ago. I'm going to be working on these here, and possibly this one too, depending on how much time we have. All right, so let's do this. Let's see, reverse string. This should be easy. Reverse string, introduction. Reverse a string. For example, input, cool, output, look. All right, easy enough. That's all the instructions we need, apparently. I'm just going to put that on the side here. Okay, and if I recall correctly, exercism.io has a little CLI which I've already installed, and I think if I just copy this over there, let's see, this here should basically download the exercise along with the test suite. Yeah, that's right. So reverse string. I should have a reverse string here. There you go. As easy as that. Perfect. And if let's see, what is it? Reverse string. Okay, and if I do npm test. Okay, good. There we go. That's all we need to get started. So let's do this. What's this readme? Go to. Oh yeah, I need to install, or do I install assignments, dependencies? Yeah. So let's do that. npm install. Okay. And now npm test again. Okay. So everything. Let's take a look at the tests. Don't need this anymore. Or the test. This must be it. Yep. Okay. So we're going to do this incrementally. An empty string. Expect reverse string, not reverse. Empty string to equal expected an empty string. So that's pretty easy. Okay, they've already set up this here for static. Okay. Parameters go here, your code here. And what did we want to do again? We're going to do this incrementally. So pass in an empty string, return an empty string. Pretty easy. So our parameter, we're going to call it, it's going to take in a string of type string, of course, and is going to return that string for now. That's all we need to pass it. Okay, return string. Oops, French keyboard. Oh, interesting. Oh, yeah, I forgot about this unnecessary semicolon thing in TypeScript. Okay. All right. Okay, let's run the test. Yay! So our test passes. And we got 4 skipped, so let's unskip the next one. Run it. good old TDD fashion. It should fail because it's supposed to be reversed now. So a word should be reversed. All right. So let's see what. There's several ways to do this. There's a bunch. There's split here, which is we could split it by character, which is probably the first thing we need to do here. Let's take a look at what else we have. It'd be nice if there was a reverse function, method right on the string. Boom, that would be done. All right, so we probably need to split it. That's the first thing we're going to do. Does it return a new string? Yeah, I'm sure it's not doing this in place. Split a string into substrings using a specified separator and return them as an array. Yeah, so it's returning an array. Okay, so it's not mutating the original string. And if I recall, we need to pass in the separator, right? Which is going to be nothing. We want every character. Right, separator, that's correct. The value used to limit the number of elements returned in the array, a string that identifies character or characters to use in separating the string. If omitted, a single element array containing the entire string is returned. That's not what we want either, so I think we just need to do it like that. So, oh yeah, forgot. So now we've got our array. How do we reverse? What would be the best way to do this? Is there a way to do it functional style? Now that we've got our array, we could map it. No, that wouldn't work. Just iterate, starting at the end, and push all of that stuff into a new array. And then, yeah. So reduce could work. Reverse reduce right. Yeah, that could be. Calls a specified callback function for all the elements in an array in descending order. The return value of the callback function. Let's try that. Yeah. So this takes the previous. Yeah. Okay. So takes a callback function. Let's just do that for now. Previous value, current value, current value, and then yeah. So we need an empty array here. All right. So it's going to start with the last letter. So we want to push to our array, to our new array, the current value. I think that's as simple as that. Let's see what seems to be the problem here. C is a string. Argument of type string. Well, is not assignable to parameter of type never. Right. P is an array of type never. Can I actually declare this as a string array? Would that work? No, I can't do that here. That's just the actual. Yeah, okay, so let's do this. Or I could just, yeah, I could just make it a string and then do P plus C. Yeah, that's even better. That should work, right? I'm just concatenating the strings. And now what? Oh, return. Yeah. Boom. Actually, yeah. Okay, let's do it that way. I think this should work. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, I guess I should be looking at my chat. Hey, our Dallas is there. So I don't know if you're still here, but hello. Not used to the streaming thing. Oh yeah, cool. So, how's the sound, the image, and everything? Can you see the code properly on screen? All right, cool. Okay, so what happened here? We got undefined. Why? We're expecting Tobor, and we got undefined. That is because I'm not returning this. Duh. I'm using just the OBS little side chat window, which seemed to work fine. Is there a reason to use something else? Next test. A capitalized word. Mm-hmm. So if you want the chat to show in the stream itself, so it's in recorded video, there is an OBS or Stream Elements widget for that. Oh yeah, that would be good, I guess, right? I'm gonna have to look into that. Just make a note of that for later. Chat on screen widget. Cool, thanks. Yeah, yeah, and I do plan to record it, so. All right. So let's run this. I have a feeling it should work. I don't see why it wouldn't work. Yep, that was easy. Okay. Next, a sentence with punctuation. Yep, don't see why that wouldn't work either. There we go. A Oh yeah, palindrome. Yep. Yay. So that was easy. Do I need to refactor this? What do you think, Steve? Not the most readable solution, especially for someone that's not used to JavaScript, but it's very terse. Concise. Yeah, that's true. All right, let's do that. So let's call this previous and current. That's not much better though. So maybe I could call this that's a lot better. Yeah, okay. Or even previous string and current string or current character. Yeah, okay. Accumulate. Okay, here you go. There you go. Oh yeah, I should get used to it. I'm not used to the shortcuts, keyboard shortcuts and stuff. So I should get used to that. F2, there you go. Okay. Accumulated a string. Yeah, let's go with that. And then this F2 will be current character. Boom. All right. What did I want to ask? Can't remember. Anyways. So if I look at my instructions here, there's an easy way to submit this with the CLI. Just copy this here. Exercise, path to file, path to file, path to file. What would that be? Probably from the exorcism route, maybe. Let's try that. So that would be TypeScript, and reverse. Oh no, it's probably straight from where I am. So if I just do reverse string.ts, let's try that. All right. Let's see if this worked. Maybe just refresh this. Yep, there you go. So I'm going to request mentor feedback. And I'm going to get it in a month, probably. On the TypeScript track oh yeah, I got to keep looking at the chat, sorry. Okay, good. On a TypeScript track, I don't know, there's not enough mentors. And it takes forever to get your stuff mentored, but I don't care. All right, let's try another one. Do you know if there's a way to find out if people are watching you, like in how many people and who they are, even if they're not chatting? Because right now, you know, I'm chatting with you, but who knows? There could be like 1 billion people watching me. Chatty will show you. Okay, so I'm gonna look into that then. Chatty. Okay. Your stream on Twitch. You can see how many are connected under the video. Oh, okay. So maybe if I make a bit more room for this and live dashboard. Two viewers, and I'm probably included in that since I have my dashboard open, I'm guessing. Should look into configuring this. Stream Elements has widgets for it. You can also add it to your stream as a widget. Okay, Stream Elements. Stream Elements. Thanks. Stream labels. I'm just writing this down. It's all Chinese to me. It will copy your current stats to text files on your machine. Oh, that's cool. Okay. And you can format the text file contents into your broadcast. Yeah. That's a good idea. Triangle. Let's see what this is all about. Determine if a triangle is equilateral, isosceles. Wow, how do you say that in English? I know how to say it in French, but let's see. All right. Thanks for dropping by. See ya.
Isosceles.
Isosceles. There we go. Now I know. And scalene. Okay. An equilateral triangle has all three sides the same length, yeah. An isosceles triangle has at least two sides the same length. It is sometimes specified as having exactly two sides the same length, but for the purposes of this exercise, we'll say at least two. So what I understand from that is that you could have an isosceles triangle that is also an equilateral triangle. And finally, a scaling triangle is all sides of different lengths. Note, for a shape to be a triangle at all sides have to be of length, have to be bigger than 0. And the sum of the lengths of any two sides must be greater than or equal to the length of the third side. Right, otherwise it would be a line, right? Because so you've got two sides. If the total of that is not greater than the third side, it's basically a flat triangle, which would look like a line. Okay, dig deeper. The case where the sum of the lengths of two sides equals that of the third is known as a, there you go, degenerate triangle. It has zero area and looks like a single line. Feel free to add your own code tests to check for degenerate triangles. I don't know why we would have to do that. We'll see. Okay, setup. So the usual. I'll just copy this. I'm gonna put this on the side now. Like that. And probably just get out of there. Copy this. Okay, here it is. Triangle. Triangle, npm install. Don't need this anymore. What are we supposed to do again? Determine if a triangle, okay. So we have to figure out which one of the three kinds of triangle it is. Okay. Let's take a look at our tests. Equilateral triangles have equal sides. 222, expect triangle.kind to equal equilateral. Okay, so we have to output a string that says either equilateral, isosceles, or probably scaly. That's something. Okay. So let's start with that. Yeah, let's run the test first. Just gonna say it doesn't work because it's not returning anything. Let's take a look at our setup here. Sides, number, constructor, unpacks the, okay, it expects an array. Kind, return a string, okay. Let's take a look at our test again. Oh, it doesn't expect an array. Yeah, I get it, okay. It's using the argument parameter thing property. Okay. So first thing we need to do, well, let's cheat a little bit. What is it? Equilateral. Whoa, what is it? Equilateral. All right, this should make our first test pass. Genius. Yeah. Okay. Pretty sure this is going to last as a solution. Larger equilateral triangles also have equal sides. Oh, oh. Yeah. Isosceles triangles have last two sides equal. Have last two sides equal, so that's not going to work. So let's see. If um, if they're not all the same, but the last two are the same, right? That's how we get to pass this test. How am I going to do that? So that's sides. There's always only three sides. So let's just do this for now. We'll clean it up later. If this dot size is not equal, is not equal to this dot sides, one, and which is this one here? No. There we go. And this dot sides. Ooh, this is ugly code. Is equal to this dot sides 2. Beautiful. Then return what? There. Return isosceles. Prefer single quotes. Thank you. Let's try that. What? Oh, I didn't spell it right. I'm missing an S here. Okay. All right. So next test. Isosceles triangles have first and last sides equal. Okay. I'm going to end up with a bunch of if statements. This is going to get ugly if I just do it that way. But let's do it incrementally. So if this dot sides 0 is equal to this dot sides 2 and what's the end again? Learning touch typing and it's not going all that well. I'm getting better though. There's a 0 is not equal to this dot sides 1, right? The middle one, I think. Let's go back to the test. Yeah. What's erased, curly. This condition will always return false since type numbers and this have no overlap. What did I do? This dot size is 0, this dot, missing a dot. There we go. Also return isosceles. I'll clean all that up. The duplication and all that stuff later. Just want to pass the tests for now. All right. Next test. Isosceles triangles have two first side. Oh yeah, okay, I get it. So this dot side 0, and this dot side 1, and this dot side 0, and this dot side 2. Run the test. Yep. Okay. Next one. Isosceles triangles have, in fact, exactly two sides equal. What does that mean? What is this test adding to the previous tests? It's the exact same thing. Not sure. It should work, right? Yeah. Yeah. I don't get it. Next test. Scalene triangles have no equal sides. Okay. So this is a new one. Fails. Because it expects scalene. Scalene? I don't know. So how could I test that? Is there an elegant way to test that all elements of an array are not equal? Let's see. What do we have here? Entries every determines whether all members of an array satisfy the specified test. No. Filter for each join keys, map, pop, push, reduce, shift, slice, sort. Turns individual values in the array. No. Not really. So we're gonna have to. Well, this is a pain. Unless. Let's do this reverse. That'll be easier. So let's just get rid of this here. Oh yeah. Okay. If this dot sides 0 is equal to this dot sides 1. What? Way to go. And this dot sides 0 is also equal to this dot sides 2. Then we know it's equilateral. And if it's none of those, it's a scalene. Yeah. Let's see if that works. Come on. Yeah. Okay. Next test. Scaling triangles have no equal sides at a larger scale too. That's trying to make a difference with my solution. Yep. Scaling triangles have no equal sides in descending order either. Okay, obviously there's some sort of mathematical solution or something that I didn't think about. But hey, I passed the tests. There we go. Very small triangles are legal. I don't see why not. Let's find out if it works. Yep. Test triangles with no size are illegal. What is that going to do? It should throw. I don't think that's going to do that. I think it's going to... Yeah. What did I return? Don't know. Probably just returned equilateral. Okay. So let's add. If. Oops. If. Oh, come on. Yeah. Okay. It's a victory every time I can type parentheses properly. If this dot sides 0. Is there a better way to do this? Yeah, I think so. Let's see. Would that work? This dot sides dot every. There we go. Every. And take a callback. Value number. Returns a boolean, so it would be our num. If the num is equal to 0. So basically what this is doing is that for every entry in our sides array, it returns true if the number is equal to 0, and this everything will return true if this returns true on every entry. I think. We're about to find out. Throw. What should I throw? A new error with the message. Darn. It looks like we have an empty triangle. All right, let's run that, see if this works. Yay. Okay, next test. Triangles with negative sides are illegal. Oh man, this is getting complicated. Okay. Triangles with negative sides are illegal. Oh, okay, okay. Yes, I know it's better to do it that way. I'm sorry. Yep, let's just do if this dot sides dot. Now I think there is something like any. Length every index includes. Determines whether an array includes a certain element, returning true or false as appropriate. So, no, that's not going to work because filter array that meets the conditions specified. Note find index for each join keys. Isn't there like a test or something like that? Reverse, shift, slice, sum. Determines whether the specified callback function returns true for any element of an array. Yes, that is the one we want. So essentially the same thing, or very similar. Num. And we want to do if num is smaller than 0. Nope, I just did bigger. Smaller than 0. Then, are we supposed to throw? What are we supposed to do? Yep, we're supposed to throw. So, like this. It looks like we have an illegal triangle. One of sides has a negative length. Yeah, let's go with that. Period. Period. Let's run this. Yep, we're good. Next. Triangles violating triangle inequality are illegal. Oh, this is going to be interesting. What was it again? If one of the sides is longer than a total of the other two, then it's no good, right? Let me just make sure I got this right. Where did I see this? To be a length of bigger than 0, of course. Oh, I could have done. No, let me see here. What did I do for that? I checked if any of them was lower than 0, but I could have done every to make sure that they were all over 0. This would have been smarter. Let's refactor right away and just make one exception. You gotta be bigger than 0. Otherwise, it looks like we have an empty triangle or one or more sides have a negative length. You figure out which one it is. You're the dummy with putting the wrong inputs. Make sure this works though. Oop, I just broke the entire thing. They all failed. What did I do? Num is bigger than 0. Oh yeah. Smaller or equal than 0. That's better. 3, no. What does that do? Interesting. Just change the fonts to have ligature and stuff like that. Can't remember the name of the FIRA code or something like that. All right, let's run this again. Oh, closer. What happened? Triangles with negative sides are illegal. Wait. If every, oh yeah, that's not gonna work. It has to be any. Let's just, whoop. Let's go back, yes. Because it looks like we have an empty triangle left of 0, if any, some of them. Alright, let's just keep it that way for now. Just make sure our tests run. Ooh. Oh yeah, okay. So, how are we going to do this? We need to, where's my instructions? There we go. Third case where the sum of the lengths of two sides equals that of the third is known as a degenerate triangle. Or here, sum of the lengths of any two sides must be greater than or equal to the length of the third side. Well, equal would be our degenerate triangle here, but okay. So right now we're testing. We are testing for one of the sides being larger than the sum of the other two sides. That's what we want to. And we have to throw if it happens. So how are we going to do this? Wow, a lot of if statements. What if we I can think of a few ways to do this. I could just look for the index of the highest number and then add the other two sides and then compare those. That's probably the, yeah, let's do that. So if this, no, it's gonna, yeah. Let's make a function. Let's make a separate function for that because that's a bit more complicated. And we're gonna call this, it's gonna be private. We're gonna call this check, or no. Is, what was it? Again, what was that called? Is no, degenerate would be when they're equal. Well, let's call it is not a triangle. How's that? Oh, but then it implies that it checks for all kinds of different things. Which I could roll these in here for now. Is not a triangle. Is not a triangle. Let's do that. We're going to return a Boolean, right? We're not going to take an input. We're just going to grab our parameter here, sides, so that's fine. And let's bring this here clean this up a little bit. Okay, okay. Oh, actually, they're all supposed to throw, right? If are they? Where's this one? Yeah, they're all supposed to throw. So we don't really care about returning something. I think there's a special type in TypeScript, like in some languages. I think Java has like a return type throwable or something like that, but I think TypeScript doesn't, but I think there might be that never type. Yeah, let's do that. Right, it never returns. It always throws. Or is void. A function returning never cannot have a reachable endpoint. But that's not our case, because if it passes, whatever. Let's just keep it void. Okay. So we wanted to check for let's see, this dot sides. Okay, I need to find the biggest one. What's the best way to do that? Reduce? Probably. Fire returns the index of the first element. That no. Includes no. Index of. Yeah, it's not going to work. Join keys. Oh, there is a reverse. Ah! There's a reverse for the array. I'm almost tempted to go and change our solution there for. We'll do that after. Let's make a note. Reverse string exercise refactor to use array dot reverse. Okay. Let's keep going with this one for now. Okay, so what did I want to do? See, values unshift, toString, splice, sort. Sort would be the easiest way to do this, I think. So sort. How does this work again? A, B, and then A is bigger than B, right? What is it? What's type boolean is not assignable to a type number. What? Rid of type. How does this sort function work again? Show me the docs. Sort. It's a compare function, yes. Oh, right, it returns. It needs to return. Can't believe I don't remember how to do this. It's like the most basic case, too, of using this, just sorting numbers. but it needs to return like +1 if it's, let's go just, I'm sure they'll have it here. MDN array dot sort. Oh, I think I don't even need to pass anything. If omitted, the array is sorted according to each character's Unicode code point value according to the string conversion of each element. Is that going to screw things up? Yeah, no, that should work. Right, we're using numbers. It's just going to, yep. Otherwise, this is what, yeah. To compare numbers instead of strings, the compare function can simply subtract b from a. The following function will sort the array ascending if it doesn't contain infinity and not a number. Yeah, let's go with that. A minus b. So ascending, so the last, now let's do the opposite. So the first one will be our highest number. Thank you. Don't need you anymore. Okay. So b minus a. Okay. It does that in place too, eh? It mutates it. I guess it's not that big of a deal though, because it keeps the values. Okay, and once we're done with that, all we need to do is, oh, but it's dangerous. No, that's fine. It's not going to be a problem. Still, I don't like mutating arrays. So instead, let's make a new array. And we're going to do this. We're going to do const. Oh, so bad. Sorted array. Sorted sides. Let's call it. Equals an array from this dot sides. There we go. And then all we need to do is this. And then it's sorted. What seems to be the problem is declared, but its values never read. Yes, I know. Now, I need to check if our first element is bigger than the sum of the last two elements. And if that's the case, then we throw. So let's do if sorted sides 0 is bigger than sorted sides 1 plus sorted sides 2. And then throw. And what are we going to throw? Darn, it looks like we have an illegal triangle. One of the sides is longer than the sum of the other two. This should work. It didn't because I'm not calling it. Duh. So let's call it this dot. It's not a triangle. Yeah, I should change the name of that function since it's not really returning a Boolean. So let's check check triangle validity. Beautiful. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Let's try this. Triangles violating triangle inequality are illegal too. So it's the same thing. It should work. It did. And now, same kind of check. It should also work. All right. So we've got a winning solution now. Let's see if we can refactor, because this is ugly. But I don't know if there is a better way to do this. There probably is. Like, this looks so... makes my eyes bleed. How could I make this better? If anyone's watching and you've got ideas, feel free to share. In essence here, what we're doing is checking equality or inequality of the different sides. Looks very similar, but it's not, because we're not checking the same sides. Is there a more elegant way to check that any two sides are equal, but not the third one? Using some sort of... Well, the least I could do is at least split this into separate functions, I guess. So extract to method. Yes, please do that. And we're going to call it is equilateral. Make sure it didn't mess up our test. We're good. Oh, and I forget. For some reason, that's how the Google style guide for JavaScript and TypeScript, anyways, says that we should name private properties and methods with an ending underscore. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay, and there a way to pack this into one? If this one function, one method, if and this and this and this and this. Let's do this. Private is isosceles. Okay. Then let's do this. Let's just replace that by true. True. And true. Otherwise, return false. Right? Oh yeah, forget. Okay. That. And we're just gonna go take this one. This dot is isosceles. Return isosceles, and we don't need this anymore. Okay, this is getting cleaner. So, be better if it was in order of use, I think. So this goes here, this goes there, like that. Let's run our test. Error. We screwed something. Yeah, we gotta call it. That's what we screwed up. All right, okay. So this is looking better. I'm still wondering if there's not a way to refactor some of that stuff. So first we check the triangle validity. If it is valid, it won't throw. We keep going. We check if it's isosceles. If it is, we return isosceles. If it isn't, we keep going. It checks if it's equilateral. Return equilateral. If it's none of these things, we return scalene. Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's what we're going to go with. I'm not particularly interested in spending much more time on this one. It's not that complicated to see. Isosceles, this one here gets on my nerves though. Can't help but thinking that there must be a better way to check if only two sides are equal. But I really can't think of a simple way to do this. Well, I could sort the array. And no, that wouldn't make a difference. That would not make a difference. Nah. Let's go with that. And submit. So, copy. Oops. Okay. And this is called triangle.ts. Let's refresh and make sure it updated. Yep. There we go. Request mentor feedback. Now let's go back to our reverse string and update our solution, because I think there's a better way to do this. So reverse string. So what are we doing here? Right now we are splitting it, which gives us an array. Then we're reducing the array and basically reversing it into a string. But we could, let's just comment that out for now and do something slightly different, but I think in the end it'll be more elegant. So now that we have an array, we can use the reverse, which reverses the elements in the array, right? Versus the elements in an array. And then we could probably, I think it's join. As all the elements of an array is separated by the specified separative string, yes. So if we do this and then we don't use any separation, okay, and run our tests. Yep. Oh no, I'm still in the triangle thing. Woo. What's it called? What's it called? Reverse string. And then npm test. Yay. So that's much better. Much better. We split the string. We reverse it, then we join it back. That's pretty simple. So let's submit again. How do I do this again? Submit. Exercism, submit. How will it know? How does it know? That's interesting. Anyways, reverse string. Now we should have, yeah. See how it works? So we have our first iteration here, then we just submitted a new one, and this is it. Boom. Beautiful. Okay, let's keep going. We're gonna go and do the next one. Next one is Collat's conjecture. What is that? The Collat's conjecture, or 3x plus 1 problem, can be summarized as follows. Take any positive integer n. If n is even, divide n by 2 to get n divided by 2, yeah. If n is odd, multiply n by 3 and add 1 to get 3n plus 1. Repeat the process. Repeat the process. Oh, okay, probably with using the result of the previous operation. Okay, repeat the process indefinitely. The conjecture states that no matter which number you start with, you will always reach 1 eventually. Interesting, really. 12, 6. So that's even, divide by 2, 6, even, divide by 2, 3, odd. So you multiply by 3 plus 1, yeah, I get to 10. Okay, I get it. Given a number n, return the number of steps required to reach 1. Okay, that shouldn't be too hard. That should not be too hard, I would think. Let's copy this link here, get this back here. All right. Nope, don't want to do that. I want to do this. I really should have been committing. That's conjecture. Collat's conjecture. npm install. Okay. Take a look at the tests. Let's run them. Got a bunch of problems here. Which is odd because it shouldn't be running those tests. Oh, it's because of the, okay. That's a compiler, so not liking this. So let's just take a look at our parameters. Go here, your code goes here. Why, thank you. Okay, 0 steps for 1. Collect conjecture steps 1 to be 0. Okay, so as we do, let's start by start number of type number, and we need to return a number. Now we know, so let's cheat. Return, what was it? 0. Gotta get used to this. Okay. Oh. Declare but never read. Really? You're gonna do that, eh? So how about this? There we go. Yay. Okay. Not at all how to solve this problem, but now divide if even. So 16 should take 4 steps to get to 1. Obviously not going to work. Oh, I have a feeling we could do some sort of, yeah, recursive function here, maybe. We just need to count how many times it recurses. Maybe. I haven't done a recursive function in a while. So let's see. That's our done condition, right? If let's call this. Should we mutate the start number? Yeah, every time it becomes a start number. So yeah. So if start number is equal to 1, then we return. Okay, now we need. We need some sort of way to store how many iterations. Could we use another parameter? Yeah, that's probably the easiest way to do this. Let's see. Iterations is going to be a number. Actually, I don't need to do that because I'm going to make a default value of 0. Okay, return iterations. So let's start with that and make sure that oh, it's probably gonna compiler's not gonna like that. Yeah. Okay. Let's just do it away for now. I just want to make sure that we are passing the not all code pass return a value. Yes, of course. That's not going to fix our problem. Oh, you compiler. Okay. Otherwise, return 0. Oh, no, that's not. Otherwise, return 40. I don't care. I just want to try the first test case. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so now I'm going to need to implement this whole thing. Okay, otherwise, if start number is divisible, how do you check if something, yeah, something's even, divisible by 2. If it's divisible by 2, then that's what you do, right? Was that, let's go back to our instructions. If n is odd, multiply. If n is even, divide by 2. Yeah. Okay, back here. Number divided by 2 is equal to 0. I was missing this. Okay, then. Okay, and this is it. This dot. This is the recursive thing. This dot. Oh, it's a static. So collatz conjecture dot steps, and then you call it with start number divided by 2 in iterations plus 1 or plus plus. There we go. Yeah, pretty simple, right? And this should work. But again, I can't test it because return. I might as well implement the whole thing. Okay, and if start number, oh, actually I don't need to do that because if it's not, then it's odd, then this will first. So, should I be returning though every time, or if I don't, yeah, I gotta return it. Return. And then here, because if I don't return, it's just gonna call and then move on to the next thing. Yeah, boy, I haven't done a recursive function in a while. Dot steps. And now we do start number, what was it? Times 3 plus 1, right? Times 3 plus 1. Don't need any parentheses here because that'll do the multiplication first. Okay, and iterations plus plus. And if I'm not mistaken, all our tests should pass now if I understood the problem properly. Apparently I didn't. Apparently I did not. Expected value to be 4, but I received 0. Start number divided by 2, iterations plus plus. Okay. And I didn't set my debugger. If I were to do this, yeah, that's right. Received 0. Why? The other one passed though, of course, because it's pretty simple, but if start number is equal to 1, return iterations. Iterations is 0 to start with. If it isn't, and it's even, which is the case with our 16, then return steps, boom, with start number, which was 16 divided by 2, which ends up being 4. And iterations being 0 plus plus, so 1. Right? Could I quickly debug this? No, I can't. Or maybe I can. It's not set up for that. What am I missing here? Start number equals 0. All right, let's use good old-fashioned console logs. See if it even gets there. And we're gonna want to, let's see, we want to know what our start number is. And we want to know what our iterations are. What do you mean calls to console log are not allowed? Console.info. There. That better? You happy now? I don't know what the difference is, but we're about to find out. Okay, so there's a problem. For some reason, iterations. Ah! Right. Now I'm setting it as 0 every time. But what if, how does that work again? Gotta look it up. Gotta look it up because I forgot. I forgot. That's not even a TypeScript feature. That's a ES6 feature now, I think. Or is it? Anyways, we're about to find out. Optional and default parameters. That's right. So this would be our optional parameter. This would be our default parameter. Set a value that a parameter will be assigned if the user does not provide one, but I am providing one though. That's why I thought that's why I did it correctly. Why? Let's see if I do it this way instead. +1 +1. Bet that's going to work for some weird reason that I can't really understand. Yep. Okay. On to the next test. I'm pretty sure they're all gonna, well, let's go one at a time. Yep, good. Next test. Uh-huh. Next. 0 is an error. Oh, so that's not going to work because it's expecting us to throw. So only positive numbers are allowed. 0 and negative numbers should both be throwing. Okay. So if start number is smaller or equal, no, is that right? Equal or smaller, smaller or equal, yeah. Smaller or equal to 0, we're gonna throw a new error that says can't, crap, that's the only problem with the single quotes, eh? Cannot use 0 or a negative number. Oh, it's actually telling me what to say. So here we go. Only positive numbers are, whoa, 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 whoa. All right. And last one. Sorry. All done. All done. Yep. Now let's see. Should we refactor this? Should we? Oh, I just realized something. Something very silly from the previous examples. I think they were all using a static method, and I went ahead and used some private methods, which really is kind of doesn't make sense. Makes me wonder how it worked too. Gonna have to go back and look. Because if we're not instantiating the class, how is it accessing those private functions? I might be dreaming this. Okay, anyways, for now, let's see, this is good. I'm just gonna go back and check. Which one did we work on? Reverse string and, no, triangle. Check triangle for static private. Now, okay, should we refactor this? I don't think so. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. We'll check if it. We check if it's 0 or less than 0, and we throw an error. We check if the start number is equal to 1. If it is, that's our done condition, where we return the number of iterations. Yeah. Good stuff. Okay, so let's submit this to submit. Submit Collatz conjecture.ts. Okay, let's make sure this worked. Yep, here's our solution. We would like some mentor feedback. Thank you. Let's quickly take a look at triangle. Okay, no, it wasn't a static class. It must have been the other one. Must have been static function. I mean, must have been the reverse string, which is fine because we're not using another method here. All right. Looking good. So I think that's going to be it for today. I'm planning to make these streams about 2 hours long, but I don't think I have enough time to start another one. Well, I could probably... Here, I'm just going to push this to... I'm going to commit. Make a commit. Should have really split that up, but actually I guess I can, right? Let's see. We started with the reverse string. Let's find everything that has to do with reverse strings. Reverse strings, reverse string, reverse string, reverse string, reverse string, reverse string, reverse string, reverse string. We got all of them. Yep, so let's call this add solution to reverse string. Reverse string exercise. Boom. Okay, let's do the same thing with the triangle. Triangle, 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 triangle. I really like this little Git, I guess, extension. Well, it's not an extension really, it's built into VS Code, and I find it's really simple and it works pretty well. I mean, I've used, see, I've got GitHub Desktop, I've got GitKraken, which is a really nice tool to visually, I find, see your different branches and stuff, and SourceTree. But SourceTree works, I think, more with Gitbucket or GitLab, or which one is it? The Atlassian one. And I find it's kind of complicated, but works fine too, I guess. But for simple stuff, I really like this. All right, so add solution to triangle exercise. Exercise. There we go. Commit, and now we can just do the rest of it and call it add solution to Collatz conjecture exercise. There we go. push this up to GitHub. Perfect. Now, what I could do, since we have a few minutes, it's not all that interesting, but that's what I'm going to do. Actually, it's probably faster. Where are the recents? 100 days of code. 100 days of code. So, as I said at the very beginning, I'm starting the 100 days of code challenge, and part of that is that I have to log my progress every day. So let's do. I've commented this out. So let's just grab this as a template. Day 1, April 22nd. Here we are, Monday. Today's progress. I've gone through many exercises on FreeCode. Okay, so I've gone through the, what are they called again? Reverse string. Let's do it like this. Reverse string, triangle, and collapse. Conjecture. Exercises on the TypeScript track on exercism.io, and this is nice too because I get to practice what is that called again? Markdown, which I'm really not familiar with, but I have a feeling I will be at the end of this. So if I want to do, how does this work? Okay, exercism. So I'm just going to use this, exercism.io, and then I'm going to link to https slash, what's the link for this thing? Okay. Just gonna bring this here. Looks like it's just exercism.io. This should work. Oh, I think there's a preview thing now embedded in. Yeah, look at that. What happens if I click on it? Takes me to the right place. Okay, cool. Oh, I think there's an extension too for. Oh, look at that. There's icons now. That's a new thing. Never noticed that before. Pretty cool. Markdown lint. There we go. We're using Markdown in this. So enable in the workspace, please. Thank you. Do I need to? I don't need to reload. Yeah, that's a new feature too in VS Code. Most extensions you don't have to reload now. Do I need anything else in here? Live share, just, I don't think so. Okay. And see, now it's telling me that heading levels should only increment by one level at a time. Expected H2, actual H3. Yeah, well, okay, fine. There we go. Happy now? Bet you are. Do I need this anymore? I don't. Let's clean this up. Okay. Thoughts. I recently started coding, and it's a great feeling when I finally solve an algorithm challenge after a lot of attempts and hours spent. Sure. I agree with that, but that's not what I'm gonna write. Thoughts. It feels nice to start a new challenge that will that will get me coding every day. The fact that I'm logging everything, everything publicly, publicly. Oh man, publicly, more publicly, public. I'm not sure. Publicly. No, that doesn't seem right. Let's go with that. Okay. How about this? I'm logging everything on GitHub. When you don't know how to spell, just change what you're going to say. I'm logging everything on GitHub and streaming on Twitch is great for accountability. There. Links to words. Find the longest word in a string. Oh, okay. Triangle. This. How am I going to do this? I can't link to the exercise on exorcism because you need to be logged into my. Oh, unless I can make it public somehow. Reverse string. I can't yet because it hasn't been accepted by the mentor. So instead, I will link to my GitHub repo. GitHub.com. Let me show you guys. Got two screens here, so your repositories, exorcism, TypeScript, triangle, and I think I can link straight to that. Probably. Like that. And then oh, actually, this will be the second one. Do it in order. This will be reverse string, which is right here. Let's see if this works. Yep, seems to anyways. And what's the last one? Collat's conjecture, yeah. Collat's conjecture. Okay, Now this is complaining. Why? Emphasis used instead of a heading. How do you know? It's exactly what I did here. You didn't seem to have a problem with it. Let's see. If I do this instead, I need a space, need a space. Oh, it should technically be smaller. Now what? Heading style, expected ATX, actual ATX closed. Blanks around heading, blanks around headers. Headings should be surrounded by blank lines. Expected 1, actual 0. By blank lines, okay. How's that? Yes. Expected ATX. Heading style, expected ATX, actual ATX closed. What is that? Let's look this up. If you're curious about knowing what this is. Actually, I'm just going to do the search on the other screen and then show you guys. MD003 ATX closed. MD003 ATX closed. Let's take a look at this. Oh, okay. Be consistent with the style of header used in document. Okay, ATX or ATX closed. Okay, I think I understand. Boom. Problem fixed. Okay. All we've got left to do is to push this to GitHub. We're going to call this day 1 log morning, because I might do some more coding this afternoon. Day log 1 morning. Yeah, good enough. All right, folks, that's it for now. I don't know if I'll be streaming this afternoon, even if I'm doing some coding. I'm still working things out, but I'm pretty sure I will be back on tomorrow morning at 9. Thanks for watching.